G'day Internet, Max Wright here, and just thought I'd do a follow-up video to yesterday's video. We put out a trade alert, entered into a trade, and we actually got filled overnight, so that was super fun. We'll go through that, track through, and also thanks to a very cool comment from one of you guys on yesterday's video, and I'll show that and give a shout out in a minute, a new way to look at Wyckoff, and it was actually something I was thinking, but he pointed it out very nicely, and I do appreciate it. So we'll take a look at that, and it might change the strategy a little bit. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so what happened last night? Let's zoom in here a little. Why are we being so slow? Okay, as soon as I start recording, it always slows down a little. So what happened was, and auto's not on. That's the problem. Okay. So yeah, we did this really nice maneuver here. We're on the 4-hourly. Let's go to the hourly. Okay, and you'll see. So I put out yesterday's video, and yesterday's video I said, well, I wanted it to come down to this blue line and bounce off, and you'll see this orange line was the alert I set up so it would go off on my phone. We just kissed that alert, and it happened while I was asleep. I didn't wake up for it. And I got in, actually, we bounced off exactly as I had predicted. And I find myself in, I got into the trade around here, right at about what we are. Oh no, it's gone up a little bit. Around 31,300. That's where I got in. Let me know in the comments below. Did you get in on this trade? It happened exactly as I said it was going to happen. And then we zigzagged around a little bit, and we find ourselves up. I'm up a couple $100 here, whatever. So I just wanted to let you guys know, I did get into the trade. Where I got in was 3,300. I set the stop loss at 28,000 with a view to go up. Now, as I was thinking about this, because of this just long-term trend of just jumping around in this band here, this sideways trend, where it's just been going up and down and up and down and up and down, I thought I just wanted to. I gave myself permission, I guess you would say, open mind to the fact that when it comes up here and we start playing around here, I thought about perhaps setting the stop loss. But yeah, basically, I guess that's the way I would do it, is I would just set the stop loss somewhere down here. And I don't know exactly where I would do that. I'll take a closer look when we get there. But I thought about closing out this trade. If we start to come down too much, we can just close out this trade and take in these profits, because very often these sideways things, because that's what it was. My expectation is that it's going to take a little longer to break out of this sideways range. That was the actual crux of it. I thought it could take this to be out of this by whenever this by the time this climbs up here, if it climbs up here at about the 20th of July. I'm like, it's too soon. I thought it would take longer to consolidate, and so that was the seed of the thought. If you go back to the 2013 mid bull market collapse, it really took 4, 5, 6 months to dig its way out of it, because it was such a shock to the system. And I've been looking, there's a lot of on-chain metrics and a lot of cool news coming out. And so, maybe the news cycle can switch, where some things come out of this really well, and we can come out of it much quicker than we did in 2013. But nonetheless, my expectation was it's going to take longer than this to climb out of this channel and break through that 43K. Now, I would love to be proved wrong. But that was the first thought, and then I thought, okay, well, in order to protect against that, if we come up here and go down, I'm going to move the stop loss from here up to here somewhere at that time. And if I close out of that trade, great. Let's make profit. And once we break across this 43,000 threshold, I will get back into that trade. And I'm very happy to sacrifice that small little thing there to protect against coming back down here. And then it was this comment here, Third Eye Focus, who said, the Wyckoff lows did not come in reverse order. We are probably at ST in phase B right now. The spring will come in July. So what's he talking about here? Let me pull up this one. Actually, before I do that, I've got to go back to here. And I'll also go back to this one here. So this is a different Bitcoin chart. Same chart, different markings. And let's go back to Wyckoff here, pulling Wyckoff up. And yeah, actually, so let's go back here now and expand that out a little. See if that got it right. Maybe a little too much. Okay, so here's what he's talking about here. So if we go to this chart here, the one that I was trading off of yesterday, you'll notice that I had the blue lines here. You'll see we had a top here, and the top blue line happened before the bottom blue line. And likewise down here, the bottom blue line happened before here. Now that is not what this shows. Wyckoff is supposed to happen in reverse order. It's the inside parameters are set first, inside parameters set first. And what the commenter is saying there is it's like if you view it in this way, we'll line it up a little better. You say this actually looks more like it. You'll see the inside is here and it got set first and then the outside got set. And here the inside got set. And when we dipped down to 28, the outside got set. And he's saying this 28K dip is this move right here. And we're about to climb out of it and hopefully head up to the top of the range. But so if this reading of Wyckoff is correct, then we have another lower low. And according to this commenter's opinion, I think he says the spring will come in, when does he say? The spring will come in July. And I thought that was a really, really good take. Thank you for pointing that out. A new way to look at this way, a different way to look at it. And I like it because it's occurring on a longer time frame, which is actually what my thought was that this consolidation period is going to be longer than that for a couple of reasons. One, comparing back to 2013, it was longer. And the other reason was the Wyckoff top over here happened over a much longer period. This is like a good solid 2 months here, and this is, well, we're coming up to 1.5 months. So actually that might turn out right for this reason. So it'll be interesting. It was a really, really good thought and analysis, and I like that. And so I wanted to bring it to your attention. So I just want you guys to know, should this second analysis be correct, as we get up into here, I'll be setting a stop loss up here. So if we are up here and we get through, great. I'll set then great. I'll set a stop loss here. It won't be used. We'll punch through. Fantastic. If we turn around and come back, I'll be well prepared to cash out, take my profits, come down here. We might see a below $28,000 Bitcoin again, at which point I'll be looking to jump in and repeat this exact process that I've just done here. So we will get 2 bites at the cherry if this second analysis is correct. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was a really interesting take, something to be aware of, and I'll be monitoring that very closely. And so make sure you subscribe. I'll tell you how it's going to play out as we get closer to the dates and as we get more information, and I'll tell you exactly when I close out of this trade when this happens. So really, really cool. Thank you for the comment there. That was super helpful. And then there was just a really good answer here by Michael Saylor. I wanted to share it with you. Because he was asked, just so you know, the little bit of the story on Michael Saylor, and he said this in videos, that's how I know it. He made an extreme amount of personal wealth. He anticipated the mobile phone revolution. He anticipated Facebook. He was an investor of Facebook before it went public. He was an investor in a lot of these early things, and he's very, very good at seeing the trend, right? And he said, but he was, although he made himself ridiculously wealthy, I think he turned 500. What was his? I might misquote this, but it was something in the order of he turned 500,000 into 50 million or something with his personal money, right? And he said, if I ever get the opportunity, because the problem was the vast majority of my wealth is in MicroStrategy. He says, if I ever get the opportunity to not just play with my personal money, but play with, next time I see a trend and I am as certain of it as I was with the mobile phone, with Facebook, with those things, he said he made a commitment to himself. He's not just going to do it for himself, he's going to do it with his wealth in MicroStrategy and MicroStrategy shareholders. And that is why this is like a 10-year thing for him. He did it with Facebook, he made himself very rich, but he didn't make MicroStrategy rich. And he made the commitment then that if he ever got the opportunity again, he would do it with not just his personal wealth, but with MicroStrategy wealth as well. And that's why he's doing it and just gone. If I wish I could go back and just buy as much of Facebook, as much as Amazon, as much of Apple as I possibly could, and this is his second bite of the cherry, he's doing it with MicroStrategy funds. So that's an important thing there, to understand that history and how good he has been at picking these long-term trends. So with that in mind, let's just take a look at this clip here.
If you want to give music to 5 billion people, you got to take the music out of the CDs. And if you want to give books and education to 5 billion people, you have to take the words out of the book and you got to dematerialize the library. Bitcoin is the dematerialization of property. We're sucking the value out of gold and real estate and other property assets and collectibles and art. We're putting them on a blockchain. We're giving it to the people. It's a long-term trend. It's 1,000,000 times more efficient than hauling your property around on your back. And if you want to give property rights to 5 billion people, you need Bitcoin to do it and a smartphone. So it's a technology play for us. And we're very confident that over the next decade, 5 billion people are going to have property on a smartphone, and Bitcoin is going to be the primary blockchain that's used to do that.
Michael,
So really fun clip there, guys. Okay, that's all for me for today. Thank you so much. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think maybe it's the second look at the Wyckoff that's the more likely to occur than the first one we looked at yesterday? Is it going to take place over a longer amount of time or a shorter amount of time? Love to hear your thoughts. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.